The year 2025 is a big deal in the physics world. It will mark 100 years since the initial development of quantum physics.
So as such, there is a major initiative to mark 2025, the International Year of Quantum Science and Technology. So what would that really mean?
Well, Claudia, Fracciolla and Cadden, Zimansky are here to explain or to just that. Welcome. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
First question, why now?
In 2025 will be 100 years since the development of quantum mechanics. And for those of us in the physics community and the physical science community in general, quantum mechanics has been a great friend over those 100 years. And we've seen tremendous developments, tremendous growth, and a tremendous future. And so we started talking to people several years ago with basically the pitch of, would you like to have a birthday party, 100 years for quantum mechanics? And immediately people said yes. We started calling up people all over the world, and we're like, yes, quantum's been a great friend. I want to have a 100th birthday party for it. So that's how it started, and more and more individual people came on board, more and more societies came on board. APS took the lead in this, but we have over 60 other societies, institutions all over the world who have been partners in this, and now we have many countries as well who are behind this effort.
So you kind of discussed how the idea came to be. What will the year look like, and who are some of the key players?
So an international year is a process that gets declared by the United Nations. The idea behind it is to demonstrate to the world and create awareness about a specific topic, so in this case quantum, and then help build education and capacity, particularly on developing countries. It's an international year declared by the UN because the mission of the year has to support the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. And then with that comes education, Africa, and women's representation.
And we should point out that there is currently a resolution working its way through the United Nations right now to declare 2025 the International Year.
Yes.
How quickly do we hope that will be made official?
So this is a long process. It started with the UNESCO. So we started working with the UNESCO about a year and a half ago. The UNESCO General Conference that last May approved the resolution and then recommended to the UN to pass a proposition. So right now, the Ghanaian delegation at the UN is working with the Mexican delegation to get the item into the agenda, and we're hoping that it will be sometime in this spring that the year will be declared.
We've got a lot of technology, a lot of technological innovation at the moment, haven't we? We hear about quantum all the time, we talk about artificial intelligence all the time. Let me just pick up on, Claudia, on that point that you just made. How do we make sure that the benefits of the 100th year of quantum are felt by everybody?
So this is a very interesting topic and one that we're having across, and part of the conversations that UN wants us to have, right, is a matter of access, is a matter of supporting the capacity of developing countries to build their own quantum strategies, right? There's many things that the quantum will benefit, like the health system, the technology, the cryptography development and processing, all those things. So how can we guarantee that those countries also have access? There's companies that already are sharing their space time for developing countries to use what exists out there. There's not fully quantum computers, but what exists, to start testing it out. So the International Year looks to that, to help make sure that we provide equal access to everybody, and that everybody has access to the education that they need to build their quantum strategies.
And I would say that the biggest goal of the year is to just generate some awareness about quantum around the world. So in certain countries, in certain societies, like the word quantum is something that might be known. Some people might have some understanding about what that means. But most people around the world have never even heard the word quantum, right? And compare that to what people at this conference know. They know how central quantum science is to our understanding of the world around us. They know how central quantum science is to the technologies that underlie all sorts of things and have been developed over the past 100 years. And I think the main goal is just to make sure that more people around the world have even heard of that and even understand how central quantum science is to so many things. And that will help to move the needle in terms of bringing more people into the global conversation.
Young people are a very key part of enabling a quantum future. How are you making sure to engage with the next generation of quantum researchers?
So I kind of point out what the word quantum actually is well known in popular culture, right? Like last year, I think it was Quantum Mania, the movie came out. So the younger generation have heard the word, right? And it's a matter of something idea abstract. what we're trying to do with International Year of Quantum is, build that campaign that connects with people's values on how quantum will really help their communities and their aspirations, career aspirations to reach where they want. And part of that is how do we demystify the word quantum?
Right.
Because there's a lot of misinformation about that word and what it really is. So the campaigns that we're trying to build around the International Year is like demystifying that and making people comfortable talking about that and not as this abstract, weird thing.
It can be an intimidating word.
Super intimidating, yes, yeah.
Yeah, we want to be as friendly as possible, I think.
These are friendly quantum physics.
Yes.
But I really would like finally to pick up on that point you just made, Claudia, in terms of values, right? Which is, a lot of young people are really interested in that. And what I want to know is the success of the year. How will the success of the year make the world a better place through quantum? What can quantum do to improve the world?
Well, I think we have a 100-year track record of all sorts of things that quantum can improve. So just to pick up on a couple things, if you think about medicine, right? The physical sciences lead into all sorts of medical developments. So something that people are familiar with, like an MRI, right? A sort of basic diagnostic tool, which is spread more and more over the world. So one aspect of that is the actual resonance, which is a quantum effect that was discovered in the 1930s. The other aspect of that is that you need a giant superconducting magnet to make an MRI work. And that's a technology that was developed over many, many decades in the 20th century, right? If you think about something like energy, right? So solar panels, right? Converting sun's energy into electricity we can use. That was a quantum effect discovered around 1940, right? And developed over many, many decades. So we have a big track record of all these types of things that we've done with quantum. And if you're asking like, what's going to happen in the future? What future things can we solve? The answer is, we don't know, right? We're researchers, right? And we're trying to develop more and more understanding and more tools. The other thing I'd want to emphasize, though, is it's not just about technology, right? I mean, a lot of people like technology. They think about, can technology solve future problems? But there are many people who are not interested in technology, who are skeptical of technology. But I think most people have an interest in the world around them. Just how does it work, right? Just asking basic why questions. I mean, every 3-year-old develops a skill to ask sort of why. And if you ask scientists that why question over and over again, the answers they'll eventually get to are probably quantum mechanical, right? And so for people who just want to understand a bit more about the world around them, regardless of technological advances and societal advances, but just sort of that basic understanding of things, which is fulfilling, like that's one of the goals of the year.
Incredible. We look forward to next year and all the excitement to come. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.